white rapper from the Valley, who wouldn't sign me musically quite a bit. I had my dad help me with this song that wound up on the Lizzie McGuire soundtrack, the first ever Lizzie soundtrack, the TV soundtrack. And that went gold within a couple months. And I was sitting here, I was still 14, and I was like, well, you know, why don't I have a record deal? I'm like on this gold selling, you know, platinum at that point selling soundtrack. If the right person heard about Fan 3, then it'd be a done deal. I didn't have a way of getting to the right person, so I went in the back of Hits magazine. And I went from the 18s manager all the way down to Vitamin C's manager. Vitamin C's manager was and is Ron Baldwin.
I'm working. What?
Jimmy Iovine called Ron and was like, I want a meeting. So we took a meeting, and then Tom Panunzio, the coolest guy I've ever met in my entire life, diamond in his tooth right here. The meeting wasn't nerve-wracking at all. The nerve-wracking thing was that I had to rush directly from the meeting to go take my driver's license test. I was a half an hour late to get my driver's license, and so let me take it, and I got my license, and 2 weeks later I had a record deal.
Let me clear my throat.
The album is called Let Me Clear My Throat, which obviously most people know is a very famous hip-hop line. I think I'm kind of, you know, drawing irony on the fact that I do rap. Big Crusher, the producer that does all my records, made an amazing, I mean, it's truly amazing. It's like a Big Crusher masterpiece. And the drums are so great on it, and there's this little drum fill right at the end of each verse before it goes into the chorus, and it's a perfect spot to say, it's like, let me clear my throat.
Let me clear my throat. Party people in the place to be. All the players in the house wanna step to me. Check it out, I'm a sucker MC. You wanna bang, but you know you can't hang.
The first single off the record is Geek Love. Making the Geek Love video was crazy fun. It was a real good time. You know. It's unimportant. In LA, like we drive everywhere. The Valley, Beverly Hills, Hollywood, Malibu. It's like one big square. Right now, we're going shopping. Day in the Life came close to not making the record, actually. It's another one of those, like, this is what I do from day to day kind of songs, but it's a little different. It's kind of like it's like a day in the life. Like, I'm just kind of walking you through. It's like a diary almost. You gotta be yourself. You have to, because you just have to. It's just a rule. So just don't even ask why, because you just have to. I'm just telling you that you have to. I'm a self-proclaimed spokesperson for my entire generation. The next single, I think, is Hey Boy. I'm 16. He's like, tell Fan I'm 20. I'm 16. What? Hey Boy is my favorite song. It was my favorite song in the very beginning. I was like, this is the best song on the record. Doesn't anybody see it?
With my girls right behind me, personality infectious. One look can be blinding.
Tom Panunzio mixed it, and after the final mix, people were like, wow, Hey Boy is a really good song. I was like, that's what I've been trying to tell you. Yeah, I still gotta go to school. It's lame to tell the teachers, wow. I started at the San Fernando Valley Professional School. My dad found out about it. He was like, you gotta have some structure. He was talking about how, you know, mature I am for my age and, like, you know, whatever, intelligent. There's a point where that maturity and me still only being 16 comes to a head.
Get with me, you gotta get with it. My black book is pages and pages.
My parents always tend to underestimate the powers of Fan 3. If my record does well, no if, definitely when the record does well. It's not if, it's when. Now that my record's gonna come out, I feel the pressure. The harder the battle, the bigger the reward. I always thought the idea of Fan 3 was such a no-brainer because, you know, it was my idea, and if I could get it and I could like it, then I knew that other kids my age could get it and they could like it. Let me clear my throat. Coming out on Geffen Records, early 2000s. Tailed because Digits is on the soundtrack. I was just in Vancouver shooting an episode of Romeo 2, the second season. I played a rapper named Fan3. It was so fun. Romeo's great, really nice. It was really chill. We went over to Toronto, where we shot an episode of a show called Darcy's Wildlife. It's going to be on Discovery Kids on Saturday mornings on NBC. I'm going to New York in like a week or so, and gonna come back, and I start rehearsals for like 2 or 3 weeks. I wrote this Christmas song recently, which is so good. It's like the best Christmas song I've ever heard. I'll have to shoot my own horn. In November, I'm going on the Radio Disney Jingle Jams Mall Tour, and I'm excited for that because it's going to be so fun. Christmas shopping is going to be so easy. I'm going to be in a mall every weekend until Christmas. I'm sure that we'll have the tour dates up on fan3.net, fan3.net. Here's another thought. Like the cool thing to get a tattoo and like to, get piercings and go out and drink and, everyone drinks and everyone smokes if you really want to be a rebel. Don't drink, don't smoke, don't get tattoos. And, then people will look at you different, I mean, to have my record in every house in America would be amazing because people would be listening to my thoughts. What?